Everyone, good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat. I hope I have a lot of friends on today. Got some I got something really fun to show you, and also we're gonna have a announcement for the second winner for our February giveaway. So wanted to see. I think I know this person. So so I want. I'm hoping that she's on. It's a she. Sorry, doesn't really give away anything. I don't think. Anyway, hi, good morning. I want to say good morning to all my friends. We finally made it to Friday. Hi, Loretta. Guess what, Loretta? What did you get you got your present, right? You got your prize. Because you know how I know that because they send me they send me the the shipping info. I don't know why they do that, but anyway. Hi Leslie. Hi Kirsten. Yes. Take a picture, Loretta, and post it. I want to see it. Hi, Barb. Babs. I call you Babs. Hi, Babs. How is everybody? Yeah, it's cool. Did you try it out? Did you have to you have to with the Bright Pad Go, you have to plug it in and sort of charge it. And it lasts for quite a while, but you have to remember to plug it back in because that's what I did. I didn't remember to plug mine back in. But anyway, hey, hi Sharon. Hey, listen, if you're new to us, I would invite you to the chat because there's some really awesome people there. And I just said it was Friday. Is it Friday? It's not Friday. I'm crazy. It's Thursday. And I oh man, I'm getting ahead of myself. Today is Thursday. And I will still announce the second winner, but I said I was going to do it on Friday. And here I was sitting here going, oh, I got to pick a winner from the, automatic generator. And I just thought it was Friday, but oh well. Anyway, I it is Friday, Thursday, not Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, and that means we're going to be doing a freebie, as we do on Fridays, called Freebie Fridays for a reason. And we're going to be doing a freebie from Simply Crafty SVGs. I'm going to go over here so you can see it. It's called it. That's their actual URL. Simply Crafty SVGs. It's a plural.com. And when you go here, you can see they have a lot of SVG files for free. They also have ones that are for sale. So this is probably good. I thought they were having a sale, but maybe perhaps they're not. But they have a lot of 3D type designs, which you might be interested in. If you scroll along, there are a couple of really great Valentine and even Easter ideas. This I really like this layered heart, but I I ended up uh, choosing. Where is it? There's a bee card, and I just love bumblebees. So I thought that there it is. It's the busy bee card, and we're going to change it up a little bit so that it becomes a Valentine. But you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you'd like, and you can see that they have actually different designs here. So not designs, but different ways that they made it. So we're gonna turn it into a Valentine for Be Mine for tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we are going to have our monthly Zoom get together. This, if you've never heard of it, I think it's a fairly unique thing that we decided to do last year, and we've been doing it ever since. So every month we get together on Zoom, and anybody's invited. It's free to join. There's no, no special cost or anything like that. And we just sort of chit chat, get to know one another, make friends, and learn things about each other, and also talk about our favorite subject, cricketing. And it's a lot of fun. That's on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And I will be posting the Zoom information um, soon, probably to tomorrow. Today's pretty busy after the show, so probably tomorrow. And love for you to join us. If you can't or don't want to join us on the Zoom, it will be streaming also on YouTube. So if you want to just kind of if you're shy about being on Zoom, you can just do the YouTube streaming, and you'll be able to chat on YouTube the way you normally chat, like with us. Okay. As far as Facebook goes, I'm not so sure that that's going to work. So I'm just kind of saying, if possible, we'll do Facebook. Then that's the end of our week. But Monday is Valentine's Day. So on Monday, first of all, we're picking our winner for the Raspberry Cutie. And this is, if you don't know what a cutie is, he's a little like creature. That's a Cricut Cutie, it's called. And this one is in raspberry. And since it's Valentine's Day, I thought I would give away the pink. It's very pink. Here you go. That's him or her, whatever, it. And we're going to be pulling a winner for that. So that's another giveaway that we're doing. And I have been putting the links to the giveaways in the description of the video. So if you're looking for them, just go there to the description of the videos. What's the other thing? So the giveaway for February, this giveaway is... all you have to do is follow me on YouTube. And then if you're already following me, you can comment, like, or share on any of my videos. There's hundreds of them. And the reason why I ask you to do that is, first of all, I'm trying to make a goal, and I really appreciate that you guys are helping me, because otherwise I couldn't do it, right? I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers, and it's been a little bit elusive, although we're getting there really fast. So, but I wanted to make it at the end of the 2021 year. But I'm shooting for 20,000 for my birthday, which is April. And once we hit it, we'll have a party. I promise you, we'll have a really cool party. Um, and then to get your name in for the cutie, for this cutie, I have several cuties I'm going to be giving away, but for this particular one, the raspberry one, I've asked if you could follow me on TikTok and get your name in through there. And TikTok is a lot of fun. I know some people are like, I don't know what it is. It's an app, and there's a lot of silliness on there, but that's what happens when something new happens, is like the kids find it and they do all the fun silly stuff, and then eventually businesses and people that are business minded or education minded figure out ways to use it for good. That's what happened with YouTube. At first everybody was just like posting, I don't know, dancing guinea pigs on there or something, and now people use it. It's a serious business tool. So I figured it's about time we kind of dip our toes in there. So so that's that. So Monday also, I'm going to be making for you two oldies but goodies from Rob and Bob. And they are sort of last minute Valentines that absolutely do not look last minute at all. They're so beautiful, and they employ writing on them. They're definitely worthy of your sweetheart. So that is Monday. And for those that have been asking me about holographic, because one of my more popular videos is all about holographic iron-on, and I didn't complete that because now there's, or well, it was complete when I made it, but it's over a year old now, and they've increased the number of SKUs, or the number of colors available in holographic iron-on. So next week I got all of them. I got 6 different colors and styles, whatever. There's 6 different ones available on Cricut, and we're going to make a really cute unicorn bag. So that's next week, and other things now that at that point Valentine's would be over. I hope you've been enjoying this week. I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making all these wonderful little cards. Today, I'm so excited because I really just love this card. Um, uh, how many of you remember going to the store? Now, I don't know if Kirsten's around. Kirsten, uh, remember Ann and Hope department store, which is kind of like the New England department store. And I used to go as a kid to Ann and Hope, and they had these bins that looked absolutely handmade. There was nothing fancy about these bins, but they had the 45s, the top at least like 10 or 20 45s. And you would just kind of like go in and sift through the records. And it was such a fun way to discover music. And so this is an homage to those old days. And it's basically it's a little smaller than what you get, but basically what you would get was in a sleeve, you would get a little 45, and you'd have a song on both the front and the back. So I thought about that, and I made this from scratch. I'm going to try to give you the file. You may need to open it on a desktop or laptop. I'm still working out those details, but basically it's a for the record, and inside, and so there's the back, and then inside there's a little thumb tab here, and you open it up and it says, "You make my heart sing." Isn't that cute? And then on the flip side, it says, "Will you be my Valentine?" So you can, if you didn't want to make this for Valentine, you could do whatever you want. Even I added here, sweetheart record. And I tried to use paper that was kind of coordinated. I'll show you what I used, but you can use whatever you want. Obviously, I'm going to show you how to put it together, but I also want to show you how I made it on Design Space. So in case you can't get the file, you'll understand how I made it. Okay. And so I guess we can get started. Hi. Yes, it's so cute, isn't it? I just really love it. So I've been up since the crack of dawn today. I think I was just so excited about showing you this that I was like, I gotta get up and get ready for the show. And I was actually out here in my studio at like 7:30, or actually before 7:30. So this is a fairly simple idea. And I didn't make an envelope for it because I figured it'd be the kind of thing you'd give to somebody, hand it to them. So I started off thinking about how I could create the record, and then I wanted to, figure out how to make this. I made this jacket, I don't sleeve. I don't know what they used to call those, but it is the crack of dawn there. I know, right? Um, but they used to come in these little paper sleeves, and so I decided to jazz it up a little bit by adding panels to it. And then on the front, I used vinyl to write out for the record, and then I decided to use over here. Decided to use Opal holographic vinyl because it really stands out on the paper, black paper. Um, and I think the fun thing about this design was creating the record. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to show you from scratch how I created this. Okay. So let's start off with a blank slate. And actually, a lot of this is just shapes and text. Okay. So we don't even actually have to go looking for images. This is something you could create just from shapes and text. So let's start off with, we'll go to shapes and we're going to start off with the record. So we're going to pull in a circle. And while we're designing this, it kind of doesn't matter the size. So I'm going to make it sort of big. Eventually, it ends up being about 5.5 by 6. So this will be, something that we can talk about. So, and resize it what it works for you. So anyway, so here's your circle. That's your starting circle. And actually, this color, I'm not going to change the color because that's what it's going to be, right? So the first thing that I did was think about what it looked like to have a record, and it had very definite grooves around it, and there were big grooves between the songs. So I thought, okay, how can I do this? I think what I'll do is I'll use a silver pen and I will do concentric circles. So how do I do a penned circle on the inside of a circle? Well, we're going to go to our old friend Offset. So here's Offset right here. And we are going to, instead of doing outside of the circle, we're going to move this dot past this line. See this line right here? If we move it past this line to minus, it has to have the minus, okay? So minus 0.125, all right? And then we're going to have it as a cornered thing because it's round. And then we're going to hit apply. Now, we can do this as, and it's going to create a circle right in front, okay? I'm thinking that I made it actually 0. I'm going to start over and say I'm going to do it 0 minus 0.25. I think that is better. And then I'm going to hit apply. So you can, I don't know if I hit it right. Minus 0, apply. Okay. So I'm going to keep doing this. You see this? Pardon me for my, I'm just getting started. Okay. I'm going to do minus 0.25. That's 1/4 of an inch. And I think that will be plenty. I think 0.125 is too much. So minus 0.25. Okay. And then corner and then apply. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to not touch anything just yet. I'm just going to go back up to offset, and it has saved my setting. Okay. And then I'm going to hit apply again. And I'm just going to hit apply, go to offset and hit apply all the way into the center, almost all the way into the center. Okay. So here we go. All right. I think this will be the last one. All right. So what you have now is a bunch of circles. Okay. And if you were to cut this out, you'd have like this big stack of circles, but we're not going to cut it out. We're going to change it all to a writing setting. So we're going to go up here, over here to our layers, you see, and on each one of them, we're going to choose each layer, you see, like this. So we'll start from the top and work our way down. And then once we have the top one selected, now we go over here to Operation, and we're going to choose Pen. All right. Now I know you can't see what's going on over here, so but that's okay. We're gonna choose Pen. Now it's starting to show up. Okay. Um, we can, by the way, change the pen to a silver pen so we'll be able to see it better. But here we're just changing it all to the pen to get started. You see that? And you're not going to do this with obviously with the last one. So we're just clicking on each layer and then changing that operation to a pen. Click, change that operation to a pen. All right. And then the last one, we're going to change it to a pen. And there, it actually will show you that there's your circle with all the pen inside. Isn't that great? And now what I want to do is I actually want to hide the actual circle, and I want to select this all and attach them to each other. This will make easy work of if we have to remove one of the circles, okay? Also, what we need to do is what was inside of a record was a circle on the very inside, and then around it was a label. Okay, so first we need to go back to shapes and choose another circle, but we need a small one. So let's turn it white so you can see it better. And I think we should make this, I don't know, 0.25 maybe a little bit bigger, just so everybody can see it. I don't remember what I made it. So here are my two circles. I'm going to select them both. I'm going to choose Align Center so I get it at the very center here. And then I'm going to select them both and come down here and I'm going to slice it. All right. So now what happens is there's our circle and there's our cutout. All right. And by the way, this pen, it's going to show in the back. So we just need to arrange it up here. We go to Arrange, Send to the Front. So now there's our pen. Now, if we wanted to, we could change the pen so that it's easier to see by clicking on each one of these if you wanted to. And then you come over here and you see how it says black, but you can actually choose I think what I use is a marker in silver. You see that? So if it's important for you to see what kind of pen, just go up here to that square and change it to a marker silver. Marker silver. You do have to do that manually, I believe. Silver. This one is a marker. If there was an easier way, I don't know what it is. So but I don't mind doing it over again. So marker, silver, just so we can kind of see it. Marker, silver, and one more, and that is marker, silver. Okay. So now we have what's starting to look like a record. Isn't that exciting? And what we want to do is we want to now select all of those pen marks, that big circle, and then the circle beneath it. And we want to attach our circles to our pen circles to our base. So we're going to do that. So let's attach that. All right. And now, of course, a record has two sides. So let's go ahead and duplicate it. So now we have two records. Now we also want to do a label for this. So we're going to go back to shapes and choose that circle again. Let's turn it white. And actually, we need to put that circle inside of it again. So let's choose another circle, change it back to 0.33. which is what we decided that we're going to do. Put it in here, select them, do align center, and then select them again and do slice. Now, I'm not sure if this circle is the right size, so that's why I just kind of made it 2 inches, but it looks to me like it is like kind of the right size, and it's going to actually go around, so I'll know where to place it right here. Okay. And I do need 2 of these, but before I make the second one, how about we put a name on the label, because that's what would be listed on there, you know, Virgin Records or whatever. I don't remember all the names, but and then it would say the artist and the song on one side. Then there'd be a side, a B side. We're not going to get that descriptive, but let's go ahead and come up with something cutesy to put here. So you could add, for me, what I did was I started with a text, and I decided to call it Sweetheart Records. Okay. So there's our text, and clearly it is way bigger than our circle. Okay. So we're going to go and explore fonts up here. And we are going to actually do a writing font for that. So let's go ahead and filter our fonts to just a writing font. I'm trying to remember the one I chose, but I'm thinking, as I've been telling you guys, I'm really loving these ones that are labeled DTC. They're all brand new, and they're in Design Space. Really lovely. So let's see. I think I might have chosen that one from here. Let's try. It might be this one. It's called DTC Porch Chair. And it's a writing font. And there it is. All right. So we got Sweetheart Records. I hope you can see that. I can get a little bit bigger. So now I want to curve this text. So I wanted to go around the label. So easy to do this. However, you can't achieve curved text on certain devices. So keep that in mind. Okay. So right here, I think it's like on the mobile devices right now. I don't know why that is. I think it takes too much like bandwidth. Okay. So here it is right there. It's under curve. So we're going to choose that. And this is another one of those dots, and you just move the dot into different ways. If you move it to the right, the text like forms a circle like that, like sort of open. If you move it to the left, it opens it up at the top. So it's a different, you can do either way you want. And if you're happy with it, I kind of like to do it less than the full amount because I think it's a little harder to read, but that might just be me. Now, clearly it's still too big, but at this point I can actually just shrink it down and put it on my label. Isn't that cute? I could even put a little heart on there if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to just stick with that. And then I'm going to select both of these and do attach. Attach is down here. So this is going to be for my record on the front. And then I'm going to need another one for the back. So I'm going to just duplicate it. And there is the back. Okay. Now, it's not enough just to have a record. I wanted to have, you know, like A side, B side. Okay. Oh, my friend Joe is on. Hi, Joe. Joe, I got your email. Joe was the winner of the first Bright Pad Go, and I just loved your email, Joe. And so she's the origami girl. So anyway, sorry to interrupt the lesson. I had to say hi, she's my friend. Okay, so here we have two records, but I wanted to make a little, like, make it a Valentine. So I wanted an A side, like A side, B side, or flip side, however way you want to do it. And I thought, given in, I really thought about this because I'm like, I was going to do You're Off the Charts or something like that. But I thought You Make My Heart Sing makes a lot of sense. And then on the back, Will You Be My Valentine? Now, clearly, you can do this whatever you want. Okay. So consider that. I'm just going to move these over so that we can go back to text. Now, remember, the text is going to come out in that writing style. And if you don't want that writing style, which I kind of don't, I want to do this in, okay, it doesn't have a filter. I think what I'll do is I will choose DTC. This is called Peach Cakes. Oh, it's so cute. And so we'll do the first one, which is, I think Peach Cake is all uppercase. So let's do the first one by typing in you. Oop, it didn't change it. So I need to change it to regular. Yeah, there it is. You make my heart sing. Okay. I did also put, this is the original, I did also put this little heart there. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So here we go. Now I really want this to show up on my record. And I want it to wrap around just like by using the curve text. So I started off making it red, but then I changed it to like opal. So I'm going to change it to white just so I can use it as sort of a point of reference. Okay. So here it is. You Make My Heart Sing. We're going to go back up to curve and we're going to start curving in. And as I mentioned before, I don't like it to go all the way. I want it to be clearly able to read. So this one, it says You Make My Heart Sing, and there's still a little space for my heart. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And I will go over to shapes and choose a heart as well. We'll turn it white. And we have to make it smaller so it'll fit. And there you go. Okay, that works, right? Just like that. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the record. I'm going to select this all and I am going to weld it. The reason why I'm welding it is because I'm adding a heart to it. Okay. And I think my heart's actually a little too big. So I'm going to make it just a tiny bit smaller. Okay. So I'm going to select it all and weld. This will make it so that I can move this around and it will cut out in a circle. Yes, it will kind of waste some vinyl, but this is it. Doing curved text is a little bit wasteful. But it's a great, it's a great thing, right? It's a great, it really eye popping. All right. So we have You Make My Heart Sing on one side. So let's do another one. We're going to go back to text. And what did I put? Will you be my Valentine? Yeah. So just type out, Will you be my Valentine with a question mark. All right. And turn it white so we can use the reference. Come on now. I'm having trouble turning it white. Why is this not working? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to curve the text. Again, curving it to the right and leaving a little tiny space for our heart. And this way you'll know how to put the card together too, right? So this is my flip side. Just like that. And it's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to have to go get my shape, which is my heart. All right. And and make it a little smaller. Maybe not too small. Here's that. How's that? Okay. And then change it white and then take it all and weld it. Okay. So we are actually done with, I mean, we obviously have to cut it out, but we are actually done with our records, front and back, flip side, A side, and flip side. And we can go ahead and cut this out and it's going to look marvelous. And then we're going to glue each side together so it really is nice and sturdy. Okay. But what about the little container, right? The sleeve. I think it was called a sleeve. So let's go ahead, group this, and sort of we're just going to hide it for right now. So the sleeve was always just the square thing. It had a hole here so you could see through. I'm not sure, but it might have had a hole in the back, but I decided not to do that. But we could do it. So let's start off with a regular square. Go to shapes and you choose this square right here. And again, size isn't really of concern just yet. So let's just make it big so you can see it. I'll make it, I don't know, 6 inches. Okay. Now the front has a hole that is going to be bigger than the, let's just go ahead and clearly this is, I just want to see what size that we made the record label. So let me ungroup it and check this out. So it's a 2-inch circle. So we want our hole to be bigger than the 2 inches. All right, group this, hide it. Okay, so there we go. I'll change this. We're going to change it to blue just so it's easier on the eyes. I'm going to go to shapes and then I'm going to choose a circle that I'm going to make. I think I'll make it 2.5 inches. All right. And then I'm going to do my little alignment thing where I go to align, center. There it's going to be. I'm thinking maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger because I want it to kind of look, let's see. Yeah, let's make it 3 inches because, that's what I think it should look like. So here's our 3. Well, maybe not 3. Oh, all right. I'm going back to 2.5. All right. So here we go. We're going to select both pieces. We're going to hit align, center. Okay. And now we're going to choose them again and we're going to hit slice. Slice is down here. And then we're going to peel off these little slices. And this becomes the front. But we need to make also the back. And we need to put tabs on it as well. So let's just talk about the front for a second. We're going to go to offset because I want to put a panel in here so that I can use my fancy paper. So I'm going to go to offset and it's already set for minus 0.33. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit apply. And then I'll change this to whatever color. I don't know. Yellow. I know it doesn't, it sort of doesn't matter. I'm going to change this to pink. Although, you know what, I got to tell you, I do not like this pink. So I am always changing it. So there's my pink. It looks more peachy to me. And you know what? I'm thinking I don't like that 0.33. So I'm going to do the offset again. But instead of 3.3, I'm going to change it to 2. Yeah, that looks better for me. All right, so let's change it to the light blue. All right, so that's going to be the front, and we want to also do that for the record, right? So I decided to use typed face here because it looked more vintagey. So let's go ahead back to text, and we're going to type in for the record. Now we're going to go up here to font. Let's up here in search font, type in typewriter. And when you do that, you get these four. Actually, no, you'd get three. This one here is one that I added. By the way, if you want to talk about font, adding fonts, you let me know. We can do a whole show about fonts, okay? But the ones that are available in Design Space, if you're an Access member, they're free to you, are right here. And this is the one that I'm going to choose, Typewriter Font. So let's choose that one. Right? So when I was kind of playing around with this, instead of keeping them the same size, I hit advanced and ungrouped to lines because I figured, all right, I'll put it down the bottom, like I'll do record, and I thought for the they didn't all need to be the same size, so I thought, okay, this would kind of look cute for the record. But then of course I get all like fancy, and so I need to go back to shapes and put something behind it. I suppose I could use offset and create like an offset, but I didn't think of that. And I suppose I could do it either way. But anyway, I'm going to choose this rectangle that's rounded corner. It's up to you what you want to do, okay? And is the only thing. That's what I'm saying. You know, you don't have to do exactly like me. I'm going to need two of those, so I'll duplicate it. And the first one I have to make smaller and arrange it to the back. I'm going to change the color. Oops, I arranged it too far back. So let's see. I'm going to change it to white. And all right. So we need this to go in the front, arrange to the front. And there it is. I'm going to send this one to the front. Send it to the front. Okay. So here we go. I think that little the rectangle is a little too big, so I'm going to just kind of make it smaller. Again, you could use offset here and that would look really cool. But this is what I did. I don't know. I didn't really give it a whole lot of thought. I just thought, yeah, that looks cool. But offset would probably look even groovier. All right, so send it to the back and resize it so that it's sort of there. All right, so now we have the front of our thing. I'm going to actually group this together because I don't want to have to fuss with arranging it. So I'm just going to group it. And there we go. So we have our front with the panel layer. We have this record, which we can change the size. And we can change the size a little bit too. And it looks like fourth with an E. So what I might do is just go up here and put a couple of spaces there. Yeah, let's try that again. I'm going to put a couple spaces after the because I don't want it to be like hugging that. So there we go. No, that didn't work. I know. Maybe that. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. Ungroup. I have to make the rectangle bigger. Come on, Rita. Don't be a goofy goober. All right, here we go. For the record. Okay, there we go. All right, got to move this out of the way. Isn't this fun? I just love doing this. I can do this all day. Okay, so for the record, now we have to do the back. All right, so we're going to go and add a shape. Again, we're going to just take that square and we're going to make it the same size as this square. All right. So let's go ahead and group this so I can move everything all at once. All right. So the size of this square is 6 inches is what we decided, right? So we're going to make the back square 6 inches as well. All right. So there you go. But it needs tabs and it's going to need score lines so that the tabs can be um, the tabs can be attached to the side, and it needs it to be open in the top. It's just like making a bag, really, a flat bag, right? So what I did here, and I, I I've I have really struggled with tabs. I looked for tabs when I went to images, and I typed in tab or tabs, and I got all these really weird things. And I was like, nah, that's just kind of not what I'm looking for. But I'll show you what I got. How am I doing on time? Good. It's not coming up. So I didn't find anything I wanted under tabs. So it was mostly like for Pendaflex folders and stuff, like these things. And I thought, not really what I'm looking for. I wanted a tab. So what I did was I actually took, I can take this little thing here, and I'm going to show you how I made it so that I can make it into tabs. It comes in really big. All right, so let's move this fella over. Come on. And we're going to ungroup it because it has like a green part and this, so we don't need that. All right. So I'm going to actually cut off this tab right here at the top and use it for my tabs. That's the only way I could think about it. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller just because it's easier to do. So then I go to shapes, and I'm going to need a square. Again, my favorite. All right. Bring the square over here, unlock it, and stretch it out so we can use this portion as the tab. If anybody knows an easier way to do this, please tell me, because I do not know an easier way to do it. And I'm sure my friend Shirley or Louise would know something easier. I just doesn't work, you know. So there we have a bunch of tabs, but here's this one that I like. All right. And actually I'm going to duplicate it or triplicate it, I guess. And I'm going to turn one this way because it's going to reside over here. And this one I'm going to turn this way. All right. I'll futz with it a little bit in a second. And then this one, I'm going to make it on the bottom. It's still a pretty big tab, so we'll change the size a little bit, but I just wanted to show you how my thought process was working. Uh-oh, I almost deleted this. When you turn things, the handle, see these four little things that are always there when you select? So you have unlock, you have size, you have delete, and then you have turn. When you do that, it changes the location of those handles, just so that you know. And so if you're very used to just kind of mindlessly going up there and whatever, then it becomes a little harder to do. All right, so I'm going to stretch this all the way here. I think maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. All right. I'm putting it up close, really close to the square. I'm going to do the same thing here, unlock it, stretch it, and put it close to the square. I'm going to have to look at the comments if anybody has come up with a better way to do this. All right, so I'm unlocking it and putting it in. So there are my 3 tabs that I'm going to need. They're a little big. I mean, I could make them a little smaller. It's not a big deal. I can make them a little smaller. And this one here, this is what I mean when you size it. Okay, but they all need to be touching, and like maybe even just a scotch overlapping. Okay, then we select them all, and we're going to hit weld. Now, when we do this, it creates just this blob. Okay, we'll change the color, by the way, to the same color as the as the front. And now we're going to go back to shapes and we're going to choose a score line. Are you guys liking this or not? Because for me, this is like I could do this all day. So I just want to make sure you guys are liking it, because if it's too much, then I don't want to overwhelm you. So definitely let me know. Or let like Loretta know, or one of the other folks that are um that communicate with me all the time, so that way I can come back to it. Okay, so I've added score lines here. I'm going to do a score line here, and then I need a third one. So I just duplicate it. And this one I am going to turn on its side. Now, I suppose you could start with it. You don't have to start with shapes, but that's where I'm kind of like most inclined. All right, I think this is going to work. I need to make it a little straighter. Okay, so now that I have these three score lines with the tabs, I'm going to select them all and I'm going to hit attach. Okay, now we can start talking about size. All right, so obviously this has created a larger than our original, so we're going to shrink it back to the 6. Well, not the 6. We're going to take this and we're going to make sure that this part of the square is going to align. So I suppose we would just arrange it and send it to the back so that we can kind of look, does our square fit in there? And no, it does not. All right. So now it does, but it's a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead. It doesn't matter which one we change so much as that they are the same. Okay. I'll unlock this and move it. That looks good to me. All right. So now we got the front and the back and the saying, and we have the record. So let's go back and open up the records. Where are you, records? And I'm going to ungroup all this stuff. Ungroup it all. Ungroup. And I'm going to broad picture. I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to align them to center. This gives me the opportunity to change the size for everything. Okay. So in this case, I believe when I originally did this, I changed it to first I did it 7 and it was too floppity. So I think I ended up stuck at 5 3/4. Now I know it looks kind of small that way, but this by doing it this way, oh, I forgot to put the back panel. Oh, we have to go back and do the back panel. Sorry. So we need to do, in order to do the back panel, you can just take this one here and you can just duplicate it. Now, if you want to keep that circle there, you'd have to punch a hole in the back. But what I chose to do was just use contour down here and just take that circle out. All right. So there it is. That's our whole thing. And now you're going to go and cut it. You cut the vinyl separately, obviously, and we're going to put it together. Miss Rita, put the in Valentine. Put the heart in the what did I type Valentine wrong? Will you be my L, the L. Oh, thank you. All right. So what happened here? I did weld it. So I think I have to do it again. So I'm just going to hit text and type in, will you be my Valentine, not Valentine. All right. Now I have to go back because I mistyped it. You see, somebody has really good eyes and I missed the L. So I need to go back and make sure this font is the one that I chose, which was DTC Peach Cakes, I think. Let's check that out. DTC Peach. Where's our peach cake? Here it is, peach cake. All right. Will you be my Valentine? And we are going to turn it white. And then we're going to do the curve almost to the closure point. Then we have to make it the right size. There we go. Then we're going to go and grab a heart. There we go. Resize that heart. So, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. This is really good to know. Like sometimes you just make mistakes, you don't type it right. So it's awesome to have somebody else look at it. And also like just, be humble about it. I don't mind anybody telling me I've made a mistake because I think they have great eyes. All right, so we're going to weld this and we're going to get rid of this. All right. So we don't need this one. All right, we're ready to cut. And it's going to look fabulous. Actually, yeah, there, I need that. It's going to look fabulous, okay? And we'll just go ahead and hit cut. All right? And now let's put it together. It took a long time. I apologize. All right. So, oh, by the way, so when I did the pen here, whoops, what did I just do? When I did the pen here for this, I used this silver marker, medium tip 1.0. I'll show you how that came out. When I did the writing for the record label, I used this, which is a gel pen in party pink. Okay. And 1.0. I did use my scoring stylus instead of the wheel for when I had to score. And I'm going to need, if you're going to do this the exact same way I did, you're going to also need a weeding tool. And you're going to need a little bit of glue. What else do you need? Some transfer tape. Now for the paper, and I'm going to move you down here. For the paper that I chose a Doodlebug paper from this collection. Let's see, I grab it correctly. All right, so this collection, it's called Love Notes. And the thing about these collections is that you only get one side. You used to get two. I don't know why they changed that, but so I did have to change it up a little bit. If you've never seen this is called a scrapbook kit. And you can buy these in a lot of different places. Yes, you can buy them on Amazon. I tend to buy them at like Craft Direct or scrapbook.com. There's also another great place called A Cherry on Top. You're going to spend $15 or less for one of these. And what you get is, and I tend to pick them up. I will tell you, Echo Park Paper Company, check out their website. It's called echoparkpaper.com. They have from time to time warehouse sales, and their warehouse sales are fabulous. Like you can buy these, which normally they retail for like $15 to $17. They will have them on sale for $5. And so I tend to wait for those sales and pick up a bunch, which is what I've been doing. And again, this is Doodlebug, but they also have Echo Park. They have Cartabella and others. And you get all of these lovely, lovely pieces of cardstock. And then you also on the back get a sheet of stickers. Okay. And that's echoparkpaper.com, I believe. Sign up for their emails. They have like a monthly thing, but not for me. So, okay, let's put this all together. I have my transfer tape. All right. Things are knocking over here. Um, you prefer the wheel? Yeah. Miss Reader, the record looks too big for the sleeve. Does it? Possibly. So yeah, you're right. It is on my design. The design I'm going to give you, it's correctly sized. You're right though. Thank you for putting that out there. So right. Yes. Do need to make sure that it fits. Okay. So here we go. There's the front, the back, and here's the front. And here are my records, which by the way, this did not cut out very well. I don't know why. So there are my records. Doesn't that look cute? And here are my record labels. And this is for the front where it says for the record. I cut out more than one here. Okay. Um, and then as I mentioned, you only get one copy of each page. So I decided, what the heck? It's all from the same vendor. So the colors are matching. So I chose this one and this one. Okay, so let's go ahead first and do the envelope. We're going to score at those score lines. Oh, hey, what I was going to say when I read that note is I want to tell you who the winner is. I hope she's still on. I actually saw her. I think she's still on. Anyway, our friend, the winner of number 2, the Cricut Bright Pad Go, which is furnished by Cricut, is Annette Graham. And I think I saw her on Reader in more than one. I always make more than one. I'm going to see my mom today and I'm taking her out to lunch. She really loves to go out to lunch. So now we're the ladies who lunch. and and she wants to go for Chinese food. They serve the most wonderful meals there, but they do not serve anything like extraordinary or different. Like they don't serve any kind of ethnic food. Italian is really more like, just plain old institutional Italian, and but she loves Chinese food. So she wants to go to this little Chinese place. So I'm going to take her out today. That's after I do a gazillion other things. And she's going to be happy. But then she'll forget like one day later and say, I haven't seen you in weeks. That's how she's at. But as I mentioned before, I gave her all those photos to go through. And some of them she was like, who are these people? And sadly, my mom has some dementia. So what's sad is that she doesn't remember people. She just doesn't. And I have to remind her, oh, that's Uncle Matt, or, people she hasn't seen in a long time. He's passed away. But, okay. So I don't know if you noticed what I did. And congratulations to Annette. Annette, make sure you send me, I know you've won before, but make sure you send me your complete address. And if you wouldn't mind, I will not reuse it, but could you send me your phone number, because then I can put it in case there's a problem with shipping. Okay, so I put double-sided tape on there to create this little envelope. All right, there's the front, there's the back. Then I'm going to take my little pieces and just glue them on. Could use double stick if you wanted to, but there's the front and there is the back. I think I'll use glue. The website, people are asking me. So the website that I was telling you about is called, and they're kind of like, sometimes they're really active and sometimes they're not. Through Christmas they were. It's Echo Park Paper. Cricut.com, and they have like these warehouse sales. Sometimes they have these little like grabs where you pay $50, and it takes a while for them to ship it. I think they're kind of just getting into the whole shipping thing. But sometimes they have like a sale where if you buy more, you get it for less money, which is always nice. Let's do this side. And they just sign up for their emails. They do have like regular price stuff, but I just wait for those sales. And again, I don't know when the sales are, but they seem to have them like each quarter or something, and that's when I stock up. So like at Christmas time, I was buying spring and Easter, and even 4th of July stuff. So now I'm all stocked up for when that happens. All right. So there's the front and the back of our adorable little thing there. See, in this, that. So let's take our circles that are our records, and we're going to just glue them together. Going to give it a nice heft. If I can get my glue to work. I really need to clean my glue bottles because it's just been such a pain. All right. Best to do this first, because if you have to line up the sayings and stuff, not so great. All right, so there are my little record labels. Make sure you're putting it so that you can still see the hole, because otherwise you lose the effect, right? And this side. Okay, so there's our records, sweetheart records. Isn't that cute? Now, here are the, now, as I mentioned before, I used, this is called Opal Holographic Vinyl. It's really shiny. It's very thick. When you cut it, it doesn't have its own setting. I was really surprised about it. So I cut it on holographic sparkle, and I changed my pressure to more, and it made it easier to cut out. But it's extremely thick. All right. And here you are. And I actually did weed it already. And then here's this other stuff for the record, which, by the way, I cut out in holographic sparkle. So, because I wanted to see, what's the difference here. And this is very thick. This is super thin. So I don't know why. I'm going to have to ask them why. So what we need to do is get ourselves some transfer tape right here. I hope that's big enough. What was that? All of a sudden, I don't know if the sun just came out, but it was like we got a surge of light. That was weird. Okay. Sorry guys. Yikes. Was it the sun? Not sure. All right. So let's do on the card first. And it looks like I didn't glue this very well. All right. So let's do this one first. I'm going to peel the transfer tape. If you have trouble peeling, you can also use your weeding tool to remove that tape background. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I am going to take my transfer tape and put it onto my vinyl. And I'm seeing that I didn't cut it. It wasn't big enough. So I'm just going to take this little piece that I cut off and put it back on. I talked too much today. I'm sorry. I was so excited for this project. So I don't know. I think it's really darling. Okay. So I'm going to do this, burnish a little bit. can do it on the back if you want to. And then we are going to... Is Annette still on? Did Annette win? Annette know that she win? Hi, Guadalupe. How are you? All right. So here we go. It's coming off of the backing quite nicely. Right? You make my heart sing. And I'm going to just center it right there. Now, I would be careful with this tape. It is regular transfer tape, by the way, but I'm just a little afraid because I noticed that it brings up a little bit of the silver. So I don't push it down too much. I just push down where those letters are so that they will get transferred correctly. You make my heart sing. Right? Cute, right? Woo! Let's flip it over. Let's get the other one. This one here, I had a little trouble to see how the L... You know, it's that L. It's kind of a little errant, isn't it? Don't be difficult. All right, here we go. And should I use this over? I think I'll get a new piece. And all right. I promise I won't take as much time tomorrow. But I'm already in this, so I'm just gonna keep talking. Keep talking. Keep doing it. This is extra. And I messed this up a little bit, but you guys get the idea, right? I'm gonna burnish this down here. So my neighbor, the one whose house went on fire, is one of them, because it was a 2-family. And one of them is, I saw the mayor yesterday. I was talking to him about it. He said one of them is not doing well. And there are 2 high school age kids that were living there too. And so the one that's not doing well is at, I think he's in the Boston hospital, maybe MGH or something. And what am I doing? I'm not doing this right because I'm talking. And the kids, nobody in the house, even the house didn't burn down. It was like the top half of the house. So I didn't realize those people get displaced and then they have to be put up. And if they can't, like, I don't know. I don't think they get all of their stuff, or maybe it's all smoke. I don't know, whatever. So he was working on trying to get them some assistance. So there we go. All right. So there's the second half. He's such a nice guy. It's such a great meeting with him. All right. So we're just going to make sure this goes on. Again, you might have to, employ your fingernails a little bit here to make sure, because it is fairly thick. So, and then of course, last night for the 6 o'clock news, every single news station was here, even though the fire was out and everything, but they just like to stand in front of the mess, I guess, and do their video. So it was a little bit crazy here last night. All right. So there it is. Will you be my Valentine? And then you make my heart sing. And then here is our little pouch. The only thing we have left to do is to take our For the Record and put it on the front. Let's go ahead and do that now. So, right, I created 2 little rectangles to put these on. So I'm going to cut this before I take off the transfer tape. So here are the little rectangles. This one here, I noticed in when I cut this out, didn't have a grooved edge, like a rounded edge. So I'm just going to do it with my scissors and I'll change it in the file. All right. So for the record, and that's how you create an idea. You take an idea and you turn it into a card. And if you are someone who wants to get to this place, not that it's like some grand place or anything, but if you want to design your own cards instead of just using Cricut cards, there's so much opportunity there, isn't there? It's so much fun. And you can do it. There's so many tools. I think Design Space is a little difficult to learn, but once you get it, you get it. And so if you're just jumping in, maybe this is a little over the top for you, too hard, but you'll get here if you really want to. If that makes sense. So there's my for the record. And I have to take this off. Oh, come on. I might not have put that on straight. So shoot me. Sue me. Okay, there we go. For the record. You make my heart sing. Isn't that great? All right. That is going to do it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed this rather lengthy video. I apologize for the length, but we will see you again tomorrow, hopefully at 9 o'clock, where we'll be doing the Simply Crafty SVG B card. We're going to be turning it into a Valentine. That's going to be simple because we're going to not be starting from scratch. We're going to take a pre-designed card and just changing it up a little. And that will be fun, don't you think? All right, everybody. Oh, don't apologize. Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of who I am. Anyway. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Babs. All right, everyone. And Annette, don't forget, send me that email, Miss Rita to the rescue at Gmail. If you ever want to talk, anybody, if you ever just want to vent or sit or talk about something that you don't get a chance to do on the chat, you can also email me. My email is Miss Rita to the rescue at Gmail. I try to respond as much as I can, but it's starting to get a little bit difficult. So, I will try to respond. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. I hope you get some crafting in. And there is our final product. You make my heart sing. Will you be my Valentine? And then if you wanted to, you could always, do some journaling or something like that in the back. All right, everybody. The Zoom is at 7 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday night, which is the 12th. Okay. And we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.